Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 3G Theater, where the magic of the silver screen meets the charm of Fallout. Broadcasting to you from the heart of Charleston, we're here to take you on a delightful journey. Now let's meet our hosts.
On this episode, Lady Calamity takes over the bar at the Top 5 studio. Kashi takes notes. Together, they decide the view from the back row is not so great. A biker bear, his tart, cleaner, and dog, yes, he has her sweeping the dirt. Well, let's take a look at this dumpster fire. I get trolled by you people so much. The Discord's fun. That's what it's for. Get your butts in there. But that was an actual dumpster fire. Her camp's kind of nice, isn't it? So this is Lady Calamity, and I had just recently come across her and, had an interaction with her because of Kashi. But she wanted to show her camp off a little bit, and, I figured, hey, why not? Because that's kind of what I do. So, if you're wondering, how long you have to know me or, do you have to get in good or anything like that to have your camp shown? I friended her and then literally just filmed this. And that's how quick it happens. Again, I like to expose new builders out there to the community, and maybe their ideas will inspire you and vice versa. So, this isn't like a popularity contest. It's some of these people, again, are just, pretty random. But it's a very cute camp, It's not overly done or ridiculously crazy merged or anything like that, but the quality's there. It's really well done. It's laid out nicely. She's got some nice columns up there on the wall. That's basically why we do this, man. It's to inspire people and to get the community involved and together, That's what it's for. And here's an idea. If you ever needed a pole dancer for your teddy bear, well, enough said, okay? There's the idea. But these two heathens, they were just hanging out on the server, and, we decided that, I decided that I was just going to film it. And a fantastic job, Bethesda, too. So if you see the feet on my bear, great job with the terrain. That is some quality stuff there, guys. You're really striving to be the best. What the hell, man? Get your shit together. So, once again, crank up that noise. Turn the volume up. I want you to be able to feel this. And check out the intro. This is going to be the last intermediate that we have showing the legacy camps before the new build system was implemented. Enjoy. All right, let's get into this. So, this is our intermediate category. First off, we're going to start with CVFD 721. And this was someone who Vib had told that, hey, I know somebody doing camp contests and your builds are really good. You should get in there. And I am thankful that she had passed that information on, because look at this. CVFD is, it's really been nice seeing some of his builds and stuff like that. I love seeing these people come out of the woodwork that we have never heard of, and then we get to experience some of their stuff. Look at how well these shelves are all decorated. The merging's done well. It's been very meticulously put together. There's not a bunch of floating crap on those shelves. Excellent job, my friend. Very, very good job. Love seeing that. I love it when people take some time and put the quality into their builds, and this is a perfect example of it. Fantastic. Very, very well done. And, that's one thing with the new build system, that it's going to be a lot easier for us to not have those floating items and things like that. You're just got to be aware of what you're doing and stuff, But the merging, everything looks really, really good here. Did a very nice job. I wish that they would give us more books, bookshelves, books that we can lay around. I have been wanting to do a library. I've been wanting to do comic book shop, something like that. But, you're really limited with the assets that we have. But this is a nice shop. I really like it. Even got popcorn for the guests. I'm having coffee right now, and now that seeing those donuts, I'm not gonna lie, kind of want a donut now. What the heck? But yeah, these little novelty shops, stuff like that, those are always really cute to come across in the wasteland. I love seeing that. Very well done, man. I like how you've got the Wavy Willards wall back there merged in with all the other walls to create an additional texture layer. And you've got a customer. Ruh-roh. He's sleeping on the job, lady. Trust me, you're not going to get service here. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. All right, next up, we have the one, the only, the Ewookie. It was Coffee Ewok. Now, Coffee, you're one of my favorite people in the community, period. You're supportive to everybody, and I'm not talking about like me or anything. It just, the community in general, you are one of the most positive people that I have ever met in this community, and that is a fantastic thing. And I love how you've done this. This is a really cute layout, not overly done, but with all the little structures and everything, it really does limit, how much you can decorate and stuff. But it's really, really good. And Coffee Ewok, he writes in, says, my favorite memory was when I first joined the top 5 chat and met all the amazing people. All of you welcomed me in and were kind and patient. The top 5 has the best community around. That is really, really sweet. Lady H commented on his comment saying that your Ewok intros are some of my favorite memories, but I remember the first camp I entered. It was crap, but I was so proud of it. Still am. Took a long time to figure it out, and it was on an old YouTube account. Now that link right there, that is a valid link. If you go to the Discord, you can check it out. Lady H, I feel that so much. Some of my first builds and everything, I look back on them and I'm like, wow, this is so bad. But that's how we all started. I mean, none of us turned on this game and just knew every trick in the book or anything. It's a slow evolutionary process. But it's great seeing people interact like that. And that's why I wanted to share some of these little things, kind of like people signing your yearbook. It's a lot of good memories. And, the contests are not over. It's just the way that we have to do the top 5 compared to how it was previously done. It's going to be apples and oranges with the type of judging that you have to do. And, it is the end of an era, but it doesn't mean that it's over. We're still going to be doing contests. We're just going to be doing them in a format that is more conducive to the new build mechanics and stuff. But Ewok, I love you, buddy. What a positive person to have around in your life. If you don't have an Ewok in your life, you need to go find a coffee Ewok. That's for dang sure. Absolutely love it. And it's a really, really cute camp. You did a good job. I love it. I love it. Next up, we have a Six Samurai Gaming. And, man, you've come a long way, too. You're another one that I've gotten to see that evolutionary process as you've learned different techniques and done things. Look how he has the structure. It's simulated that it's supported up on these wavy Willards rocks. It's a really nice way to do it. It looks legit, It's not uncommon for you to see structures being supported by stuff like that out in rural America. Especially little fishing cottages, things like that. They use whatever they have laying around. But you are definitely one of them people that I've watched that evolutionary process as you've learned new techniques and things like that. And you've put a lot of time and effort into this. Look at the merge right here. You've got that bench right there going into the bathtub, so you've got a little spot to place your stuff while you're soaking in the bath. The merging on the countertops is really well done. Look at how well he lined these up on the face of that cabinet. That is phenomenally done. Very, very well done. And it's been kind of cute because I haven't done much building myself with this new system because I've been going around and kind of perving on what all you guys are experimenting with, and it's been really fun for me just to kind of peek into people's camps and see what they're experimenting with and the ideas that they've got going on, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. Some people are trying some things that are, would have never tried this before, and that's the great thing about this, guys. We're going to see some really, really crazy ideas going on. I love that wood-burning stove, how you push that into the fireplace area. Very nicely done, man. And if you didn't notice, there's wavy Willard, the pillars for the walls. That's what's making up that fireplace, or at least part of it. There's a lot of merging going on there. The floor, I don't know if you just noticed that in that last scene, there's architectural rocks. Architectural. Landscape. Thank you. Shit. Brain. Not working. It's early. I'm still working on my first cup of coffee. Yeah, that's the reason. Yeah. And again, here we have a blow it up Baza. Now, this is a really, really short video. It's obviously a crane mounted on the back of a tractor trailer. So you've done a really good job with the lattice structure, because you ended up using conduits and stuff like that to simulate the boom on the crane. The generators in the back, kind of simulating how it's being powered up. I like the use of the power armor station as part of that structure to hold up that main mast. Pretty neat. And then you've got all your wires and cables on there, like it's helping support that structure. It's really good. Blow It Up Boz is another one that I actually, there's a few of you that I really look forward to when you guys put your stuff in here. And I look forward to all of them, but there's a few that I've watched that evolutionary process as you guys have gotten more technical and become better builders. And, there's a few of you that, yeah, whenever I see something popping up, I get excited. It's like, oh, I wonder what the heck that they did this time. And Strata Blaster, thank you. You've been participating in the Discord and the chat and hanging out with us, stuff like that. So Strat says, I'm a relative newcomer to the top 5, but I've met so many great builders and learned not only a vast amount of technique, but also how to pay attention to the little things that can really separate good builders from great. I have by no means mastered any of them, but the journey is in the learning and striving to be better. I appreciate all the tips and critical input I have received and looking forward to what the future holds for us in this community. And I am too. And that's a great way to look at it. A lot of people, they don't realize that sometimes it's the simple little detail work that really makes your build stand out. And this build is no exception. Look at all the different textures with the fence, and they covered up the front of the countertop area with a weapon rack, and you've got weapon racks merged into the countertops. There's so much going on. So much going on. There's a lot of technique going on in this build. And that's one reason why we're going to be changing the way that we judge things. It's been based on technique and your ability to trick the system for so long, that secret knowledge kind of. And that's a good thing. It really is. We're going to be seeing so many crazy builds out there. Your average builder now is going to have all the tools that they need to be able to create what some of you have struggled for years to get to that point, with all the learning and practice and everything, to be able to create these amazing camps. And now it's going to be, for the most part, in the hands of anybody. And that's really, really awesome. I'm thinking about doing a build where I do absolutely no drop merging, no up merging, no trickery, just use the stock system that they gave us to see what the heck that I can do with it. I think that would be a fun one. Look at all the different textures on that structure. That's amazing. It really tells the story. And now, Perfect Hawk. Perfect Hawk, you have surprised me. Now, I've only seen, look at how well that boat's floating and everything. All the merging there. The items in the boat aren't floating. But, there's only been a couple submissions from Perfect Hawk. And one of those reasons is they don't film their own stuff. They have somebody else do it for them. So I can understand the struggle of, having to wait for people and stuff like that. But I can't wait to see more of your builds, because you've got a great eye for storytelling. And, with the new system, that's how it's going to be. It's going to open up that door where we can tell our stories so much easier and so much better. But yes, you are definitely one to watch. And in the future, I can't wait to see what Perfect Hawk's going to be coming up with. Because if you're doing this good with the building restrictions that we currently have and everything, once they take the leash off of you, you're one of them that I'm really excited to see what the heck that you come up with. Because you do a fantastic job. There's multiple layers of texturing on a lot of things. The layout's good. You're creating a very good ambiance. All the clutter up under that cutting block, and you've added the cabinetry merged in with it so it had drawers. This is fantastic. I love it. From the outside, you wouldn't expect that walking into a little shack like this. And look at how fancy they are. They've even got a shower. Yeah, this is a really cool camp. I would definitely just come hang out and do some fishing and stuff. And then, of course, you got your kitty cat. I love how you put the stuff under the bed. A lot of people overlook that. But, if we're being real, there's normally stuff under people's beds. You've got a suitcase or, your box of sex toys, whatever it may be, you do you. But there's normally something under the bed. And a lot of people, they overlook that stuff. We're all adults here, okay? Just calm down. It was a sex toy joke. All right. I love how you've done the little walkways and stuff like that. That would be a really, really cool one too. I can't wait to see somebody do a Japanese garden or something like that with this new build system. It's going to be amazing. And now, Gappers, this one we have seen before. This is Savage Pancake House. And what an awesome job that you've done on this, by the way. This is over by the Old Miners Monument, okay? It's just southwest of White Springs. And they do have this little parking lot area with some pre-existing cars. This is a great location, guys. If you want to do auto repair shop, a hardware store, a restaurant like this, you've already got cars pre-existing in that parking lot, and it's relatively flat. Now, as we come in, though, look in between the benches. She's got these little dividers there with the countertops, and that's a really creative idea. I don't think I've seen too many people do that. And, a lot of times that's how restaurants really are. You got a little divider in there, to kind of give you minimal privacy while you're having your meal. Well, this is very well done. It's a very cute build. And it's convincing. That's the thing. It's very realistic. This is not a far cry from a pancake house or, a little restaurant that you come in to sit down at with a countertop bar. And it's very real. I love it. But Gappers, that's another one that, relatively new to the grouper and everything like that. And it's been a pleasure seeing some of your stuff. And when you did your vault, we showed that in the last episode in the vault section. She had submitted a vault, and it's a little shop. It's a shop that, kind of like how people have vaults where they can display no items or things that they've collected over the years. But she turned hers into an actual shop, and it's very, very well done. If you have not seen that, I highly recommend that you check that out. This is a very convincing kitchen area. I mean, aside from the fusion core, chargers, but you can use your imagination and pretend like those are some kitchen appliances. That's the great thing about building stuff like that. It's all about what you do, and it's all in your imagination. It's just for fun. Now, this next one that pops up is Mr. Shakes M. This was a group project, and I want you guys to pay attention to this. Look at all the different textures on this. There are so many different textures to give this thing a unique appearance and to get away from those stock items, Mr. Shakes, he says, love the top 5. I submitted twice with TNG, made top 5 both weeks. I didn't think I had it in me. Awesome community here. And it's very true. TNG had a very strong community and still does for the most part, even though he's not creating content currently. He's doing real life stuff, but I'm sure that he's going to get back into it. He definitely has enjoyed his time. But, that's how life goes sometimes. You got to focus on the real life stuff. But look at how well this is decorated. This is absolutely amazing. And I love that you guys collabed on this. You had so many different people involved, which is, it's just a fun project when it comes to that stuff. But you guys all worked your butts off on it, and it came out very, very well. I really like this one. Look at the bowling ball stand. They used the Watoga miniature building sets to act like a bowling ball stand. Got piles of junk everywhere. But everything's well merged. You don't see a bunch of floating stuff. I love the water cooler. The water cooler, that is freaking genius. I don't know which one of you came up with that. And I love the scene of the gentleman playing the guitar. But that water cooler, whoever came up with that, freaking genius. Hats off. The kitchen area is really nice. Well merged. I'm just looking here to see, because I've watched that repeatedly, but I didn't see anything floating again. It's just very, very well done, high quality build. And quality is key. That's going to be a big focal point in the future, guys. We're going to be looking at that quality aspect of it, especially because merging things is going to be so much freaking easier for the most part. They're taking away a good 90% of your struggles for merging. So enjoy it. And I love that little bridge you've got connecting the structures. Now, here's all the people that were involved in this. And that is a fantastic camp. I hope that you never, ever tear that thing down. Create a new character or something. Leave that one there. It's beautiful. And then we have the one and the only, the Vi. And she's such a sweetheart. Look at how she's used all of the lighting with those vibrant colors and everything. She did not skip a color in here at all. If you look at this, this is something that looks like Women of the Wasteland, who got most of their inspiration from Nuka Violet. And I'm hoping with the new build system that maybe Nuka Violet has the opportunity to come back and, do some videos, stuff like that, because she's another one that's really, really creative. And I mean, her lighting tutorial, it's the Bible for lighting. It still is today. But Vi, you've done a fantastic job. And she says, my idea for a rainbow camp might be possible. I tried using Moon's blueprints, that's Moonlight Cowboy, that used walls for stairs and using different colored wallpaper for budget. Yeah, the budget. And she dislikes vines. But I've been brainstorming, and there are going to be amazing possibilities for creativity and storytelling. I may call myself a builder, but I don't know anything about architecture or the difference between a cabin and a cottage. Although even with Wrecking Ball, I still burn my roofs. That's funny. Vi, you are not a disappointing builder at all, okay? We've seen your stuff, and, much like Coffee Ewok, Vi is one of them people that is extremely supportive to everyone in the community. She is just such a good sweetheart. She has been busy rescuing cats here lately, though. She's had a lot going on with that. And that's a really sweet thing to do. But the build, I love it. You've got different layers as far as your roof heights go. It's adding that texture. You've put the angled walls on there to, simulate a hand railing, and it's very well done. You're another one that I'm looking forward to, and I'm really curious about this rainbow build and what you end up coming up with, because you've got a very creative mind, young lady, and I like it. There's a lot of other people who like it too. I guarantee it. But everything's well organized. Not seeing a bunch of floating stuff in here. And, since I have taken the competition over There have been a lot of quality improvements with you guys not floating things and stuff like that. Now, Cuse, I believe, is how it's pronounced. I'm not sure, and correct me if I'm wrong. If I am wrong, I apologize. Look at the different colors that he's used here. You've got the red, the yellow, the creams. It's very, very well done. I love the half wall for the TV. That was brilliant. All these benches. When you get to the outside, you'll notice that there's multiple layers of roofs. He's used that stack roof technique, which looks beautiful, but it kills your budget. So this is that table. I don't know if you guys noticed, it was supported by a mezzanine light, which is awesome. Okay, that is one of the best uses of that mezzanine light that I've seen. But when you do these multiple layered roofs, the clean builds really, really suck your budget dry. And it's because you're trying to create all these different shapes. But it's absolutely amazing. You don't get that dense of a population as far as your decorations go and stuff. I mean, think about how much budget was used with adding all those benches to create that wall divider. And yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful idea and a beautiful look, but man, they are budget killers. This is the stacked roofs that I was talking about. Again, budget killers, but my God, does that look good. Architecturally, structurally, the color palette, you can see how it's shifting as they film. You know, you get to see the different sides of the walls with different colors. Beautifully done. Great idea. Architecturally, this is gorgeous. And decorating, it sucks because you're just restricted by the budget. What you have done in there is beautiful. And I'm telling you right now, that is probably my favorite table that I have seen, using that mezzanine light and then the tabletop. That was a brilliant idea. I don't think I have seen that before. I could be wrong, but I don't remember seeing that before. But architecturally, this is really, really spot on. I mean, this is easily a 9 all freaking day architecturally. But again, with clean builds, it really is hard to just be able to decorate also. LD50. This is yet another very, very talented individual. The exterior shape on this one doesn't quite do it for me, but look at the decorations, guys, and then look at the quality. LD is very meticulous. You're not going to see floating stuff in here unless they accidentally missed it, you know. Very meticulous, very thoughtful about placement, very aware of double checking all of their work to make sure that everything is lined up properly. Look at all those podiums from the jackpot machines and how well that they're lined up. Very, very good. It's always a pleasure seeing your stuff. And I believe I came across LD50 in a Facebook group, I believe. And I haven't been disappointed ever since, that's for sure. Definitely glad that you've came into my life and that you're sharing some of this stuff with other people, because it really is inspiring. And that's what it's really about, guys. I mean, yeah, this is a competition and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, we're just trying to inspire other people and then give them ideas as well. Now, I will say that the phone on that dresser is merged just a hair too low, and I've had that happen because, you know, you put the phone on a chessboard and then you drop merge chessboard. If you take that dresser back to a camp module and then raise it up again and then drop merge it again, it'll sit more flush and evenly on there. But this is just, it's a well decorated, well designed thing. It's very well done. And you never lack on quality. It's a very cute build. But I cannot wait until we get the results from our challenge contest. The one that I'm kind of running, basically the same rules as Bethesda. I'm really curious to see what some of you guys end up coming up with. I know Lady H was talking about, participating in that, and Lady H is another one that I cannot wait to see what comes out of that crazy lady's head, because she is an amazing storyteller, and I cannot freaking wait. And our first month or so, it's going to be hit and miss because we're all trying to learn the new system. Now, for the moment that you guys have all been waiting for, and if you did not make it, this is not meant to be a kick in the testicules or anything like that, okay? So don't take it that way. I want you to keep pushing and keep trying, because you guys are amazing and everybody loves seeing everything that you do. And special thank you again to Mr. Akira for your votes. I appreciate that. So let's get down to it. Mr. Akira, we're going to go over his votes first, okay? In first place, he has Cuse, and I apologize if I am mispronouncing that, but that was the clean build. Absolutely 9 out of 10 all day with that architecture. Fantastic job. In second, he picked Vi. In third, he picked Perfect Hawk. In fourth, Six Samurai Gaming. And fifth, Zombie 76. And Mr. Akira, I do appreciate you very much. It was a great time as always, sir. Now, let's take a look at who I picked to be the winners, and I'm going to tell you why. In first place, we do have Strata Blaster. In second, we have Cuse with that clean build once again. In third, Perfect Hawk. Now, we do have a tie for fourth place. We have Mr. Shakes M and CVFD 721. You guys, on a technical level, with the amount of perfection that you put into everything that you did, the amount of OCD, and making sure everything was just spot on, you guys are basically on the same level on this one, and you did a phenomenal job. And last but not least, in fifth, we have Six Samurai Gaming. And here's the difference between my votes and Mr. Akira's. And I'm not saying that either one of us is wrong, but my votes, those are going to be your top 5 for the week, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. In second place, he picked Vi, and I don't think that he had seen this in the video, but Vi, one of the floors that you were using, you used a roof section, and it doesn't sit level with the rest of the floors. It was off. So it created a situation where a portion of your kitchen was floating. Like there was a table there that was floating and stuff like that. And I don't think that he picked up on that in the video. And then Zombie 76. I love that pancake house. The one thing that drives me nuts about it, when you walk in, the far left stove is clipping through the cabinets. But I think that he may have missed those in the videos. And you guys, none of us are perfect. I'm not perfect by any means. But I watch these things so many freaking times because I have them in the editing software that I am getting very, very up close and personal with these things. So, nothing wrong with his picks by any means. But I think that's what the difference was in the judging. I think that he just maybe missed those, where these other camps, they didn't have those problems, which is why those are the ones that I picked for the winners this week. But as always, I love the hell out of you guys. It's always a pleasure, and I have so much fun with you guys in the group, stuff like that. Jump in the Discord, and you can be part of the shenanigans, like the intro where they were trolling me in my camp, and we're always having some fun stuff. So until next time, my friends, I love you. Stay safe out in the wasteland. Keep building, kick ass, And don't forget, we do still have our September entries going, okay? We are following the same guidelines as Bethesda. That way you can enter them here, and then you can also enter them with Bethesda. The one exception to the rule is in my contest, I'm not allowing any prefab structures, okay? We don't want any prefab structures, and part of that is an exercise to get you guys to just keep scrolling through that menu and learning where things are at. I don't want anybody using the prefabs for this contest. So get your entries in, and I will see you in the next one.